issues creating pages themselves, or issues when they create their own pages, you can either just create your page. That's the cheaper, easier way to do it, or you can be able to buy a page and make sure you change it to whatever name that you want to utilize, your brand name and so forth, so you can be able to run ads. So whenever you run ads on Meta, this is like essentially what people will see, whatever page you have connected. One thing to note, and I'm going to go to that initial ad account here that we have. So this profile, I'm into the ad account again. This is just a regular profile, regular ad account, just so you can actually get an idea. So what you want to avoid doing, right, is like, for example, if I click on, let me just go through this. So there's an ad account here, but usually like without this ad account, some people actually the um run ads directly from the profile. Now, what that does is that it's easier for Meta to ban you, like really bad, like a really bad ban on your entire ad account if you run ads directly from your profile. Make sure whenever you run in ads, you have a business portfolio. The previous name for business portfolio was a BM. So if you see BM a lot, then that's business manager. Same thing, right? So you want to have a business portfolio and you want to have your ad accounts in there. So like on TikTok, the equivalent would be a business center. Like TikTok has business center, that's like a business portfolio, and then you have ad accounts. Make sure you never run ads directly under your profile. The reason why, if you get banned there, it bans your entire ad account. If you get banned on a BM or business portfolio, it may ban that business portfolio or the ad account, but it wouldn't ban your entire profile. You can still, even if you have one ban BM under your account, you can still be able to use, like, for example, a second BM and still run. You want to keep those essential basic things in mind as you go along, right? So now, and I'm going to get to some questions. We're going to go dive into some more things there. So now, let's say you have a profile, age profile, and if you need any of those assets too, we actually have like age profile assets, good pages that you could use. You just let us know, open up a ticket, and we can help you with that, or you can use your own, right? Now, also, if you already have BMs, that's great. If you don't, then we can help you with that too. Now, there are two types of BMs. If I go ahead and I click Create Business Portfolio, I can create a BM2. Of course, it may be new. You may have certain limitations. But if you want a BM that has less limitations, then we can get you a BM as well. This is what you call an unverified BM, right? You can have an unverified BM. Now, the other option is this, right? If you have a business portfolio, but you essentially connect like an LLC inside of it, then Facebook begins to trust it more, where you can have a verified BM. So a verified BM means that you have a business inside of there that is verified, and that Facebook is like, hey, trust score is higher for this advertiser because they're an official business. They're verified, and we can be able to trust them more. So there are different levels to this, right? So there's regular BM unverified, then you have a verified BM that's with um, verified with an LLC. Now, within BMs, you have a profile. The profile houses your business portfolio or your BM, and the BM houses your ad accounts, right? Now, you have different level ad accounts. You have regular ad accounts. Essentially, those regular ad accounts, like what I'm in right now, would just be a simple ad account that you can be able to run with. And for regular white hats and different things, that's fine. You can have a regular ad account. You can run with it. The only difficulty is if you have a regular ad account, just keep in mind scaling might not be your friend, right? Because you will be limited to like a $50 a day. If I run an ad right now on this regular ad account, I'll be limited to like $50 a day for until Facebook, sort of increases my daily spend. Now there are different ways to increase your daily spend, and Christian asked a question. I'm going to get to that right now. So how do you get over the daily spend limit? Do you make more ad accounts or just Facebook bump your limits after a while? So if you have a regular ad account, the way you will try to increase your DSL is that you will want to never miss a payment. Make sure you have a payment method into your ad account that essentially has funds in there all the time. So that way you never have a failed payment. If you have a failed payment, it starts it over again, and sometimes it will limit how quickly you can increase your DSL. Now, if you have set up your ads, start spending, and have consistent spends daily with it. If you're consistently spending on ads daily, your payments are being made regularly, then naturally your daily spend limit will actually increase. There are times when in a few days' time you can actually get a daily spend to increase in a few days, or sometimes over a week to 2 weeks you can get it increased like more and more. Now the difficulty is, of course, it's in Facebook hands. There are things that you may do, like avoid a lot of account any rejections, avoid like lots of like, let's say, ad rejections, avoid like payment failure issues or billing issues, then that will definitely help you to get it increased. But if you're at a point where you really want to scale something fast and you don't want to wait that extra time because okay, hey, I'm going to dive into it, then get an agency ad account. And that's something that we also provide as well, agency ad accounts. If you get an agency ad account, then essentially you don't need to wait in order to start spending a lot of funds. We have individuals that are, once they get things going, they're able to spend, but it's $100 a day, just $200 a day, then $500 a day. Once you have something profitable, you can scale things really quickly. So you don't have to be limited by that with agency ad accounts. But if you have a regular ad account, you just want to have consistent spends, make sure that you never have a missed payment, and really stay compliant as best as possible to avoid any ad rejections. If you do that, that will definitely help. Now, let's see what other question we have, Eris, and then we will probably show some other stuff too. Okay, so what is better for sweepstake, right? CPA, 750, like TikTok ads or Facebook ads with like $500 budget. Oh, so you want to know, is that like budget? Okay, TikTok ads or Facebook ads with like $500 budget. Which one is better? Are you referring to which is better in terms of like TikTok ads or Facebook ads for sweepstake? I just want to confirm with C3. Are you asking what is better? Is TikTok better or is Facebook better? Okay, cool. So it's like uh it's like both are different, both are unique in different ways. They have their own challenges, and they have their own pros and cons, right? Okay, which one is better with starting with a $500 budget? Okay, with a $500 budget. Okay, good question. So if you have a $500 budget, then and you want to like really put in a hustle and grind, and you're okay with lots of bands and setting up lots of accounts every day and just grinding at it, then I'll say just go with TikTok with $500 and be able to like get things going from there. Because with Meta, sometimes if you really want to set things up well, you know, if you're to set things up well and to really start scaling, then sometimes you may have to invest in a couple different assets that could help. But with TikTok, I think with that budget, you can definitely find a winner and build things up. But yeah, both have their pros and cons though. So let me mention the pros and cons for both, right? So with TikTok, it's a lot more bands. Um, and you have to create accounts every single day. If you're not working, then it doesn't work for you. That's with TikTok, right? If you don't set up your account, if you don't launch the ad every single day, new BCs every single day, you don't make any money. But then it could have a nice ROAS. It could have a very good payout for the time or the ad spend that you have, right? However, with Meta, it's less of a ROAS on Meta compared to like TikTok. So you make less money per dollar that you spend on Meta compared to TikTok. But the difference is like on Meta, like I can go ahead, create an ad right now, then I can be able to like go to the park, touch some grass, do something throughout my day. Right now I'm in a winter zone, so it's touch some snow, right? Get good, do some skiing, come back home, and like, man, wow, I just made like a 1.6 ROAS and whatever it is, and I'm making money still without me actually still being at the computer grinding, creating BCs every single 30 minutes, every single hour. So that's like the main difference. So it's really like, you just choose your challenge. Of course, with Meta, lesser ad, and definitely got to get a profitable ad to make things work well. However, it's just a matter of choosing your challenge and seeing what is it that you want. Just understanding what works with you as well, with the dynamics that you have, right? So those are things that you want to keep in mind. So now, okay, Christian, right? Let me answer see your question here that you have. You're asking, is there a way to add a backup payment method so that if the first one fails, the second one can be charged? Yes. So there's a backup payment method you can add. So then let me just show you here. If you go to like payment methods, billing and payments. So right now this is empty, but yeah. So if you go to like, let's say, get started, then we can be able to like add your payment method here. So all you'll do basically is just add two different types of payment methods. So you just let's say you select PayPal or you select like a debit card. Now what I do suggest using, you can use VCCs for those because again, if you had a account ban with a particular credit card, then that could also trigger and affect your other ad accounts if you use the same credit card as well. So if you can still use a virtual credit card, then that's what could possibly work well for you. So you just add in your card here, and then you click next and you add it in, and then you add a second one. You can add a second one as a backup. The only thing Christian I'll mention is that yes, you can have a backup, but still having a failed payment, even if the first one fails and the second one goes through, will still reset things and delay the time frame for your daily spend limit to increase. So you still want to avoid like failed payments on a whole. You just want to avoid it completely, right? So yeah, so then you say, for example, if you use glitchy tap funding as primary and my own, okay, is that possible? So you can use both payment options, but just make sure that you don't have any failed payments at all. So then someone asks, do you recommend any payment methods, gift cards, PayPal, or VCC providers? So then any payment method could work. The only thing is, like it all depends on what you're running. If you're running like an e-commerce brand drop shipping or you're doing affiliating. If you're doing affiliating, of course, you burn in through a lot more compared to running a branded e-com store or dropship store. You don't burn through a lot. So if you have a regular e-com, PayPal is fine, or you can use like a VCC as well. That's fine. But if you're doing like affiliating, then I'd say if you can do like a VCC, then those will definitely be like good that you could use. Now, if you want to know like VCC providers and what you could do, then there are different options that you have. Of course, you have things like Wise. You can use Wise. You can use Revolut. You could use Privacy. Also, if you can create multiple accounts underneath like an Amex, like you get multiple cards, that's something that could potentially be done. Or if you have like a bank, something like Mercury, like one of my banking, I have something called Mercury. I can create like a bunch of like VCCs in there as well, and that will allow me to plug it into like my Facebook to be able to get it going, right? So that's for that. Now, let's see here what C3 is asking. Okay, you ask if I want to start CPA sweepstake with your Facebook agency account, what startup budget would you recommend? Now, just keep in mind, if you're using our agency ad account, then it's basically $247 a month, right? But again, it's an investment that will allow you to bring in a much more better return if you get an ad that's really profitable, right? And with that, what we give included in that, you get like a business portfolio without any extra cost to you. So you get a BM, which will usually cost like X amount. And we also give you 3 pages, right? 3 different pages that you can be able to integrate and you can be able to use. So you get a BM, you get 3 pages, and you get unlimited replacements of ad accounts because nothing really is 100% like oh will never ever get banned. But of course, agency accounts has a lower probability of being banned. So then what I would say is like with our agency ad accounts, what we have as our guarantee, we guarantee you unlimited replacement. So if you ever get banned, you get a replacement for ad accounts, and you don't have to worry or stress about paying for new ad accounts every single time. So that's what we guarantee, and that's what we do. So now I would say having that 247 a month, and then um, If you can get a good profitable ad going, I would say at least an extra like $500 plus, an extra $500 plus, right? Would be good start to be able to get something profitable going and start getting some returns. So that way you can be able to like continue to build things up. Anywhere from 500 to 1,000, but anywhere from $500 is like a good range. So I'll say in total, let's just say 750. For Meta, let's say 750 might be like a good range to really get something probably going and profitable, right? You want to keep that in mind, and that's with the agency ad account setup and ad spend. So someone asked, let's see, if we take out, okay, if you take agency accounts, can we start running immediately with no extra setup? So if when you get the agency accounts, immediately we can start giving you like your BM, your pages and stuff like that, but we get it approved directly with Meta. So there'll just be like a 24-hour to 48-hour wait time, right, to get it approved. So within like 1 day or 2 days, you can get up and running. However, we will actually give you multiple ad accounts to start with. So just in case you always have a backup. And if an account ever goes down, we will immediately start the process to get you a replacement of it. So we can get you a replacement so you can keep running. So that's what you're gonna keep that in mind. So great. So let's see here, and I'm going to go through other questions here as we move along. Now, one thing, and I'm going to come to Christian's uh, question as well. Something to keep in mind, maybe that will help. Whenever you, let's say, you get an ad account, whether you have an agency ad account or a regular ad account, before you start running your ads, one thing to help avoid those bans, you want to also do a warm-up campaign, right? You want to do a warm-up campaign initially. Now, what that looks like is just like an engagement campaign. So you want to do like create, and you want to like go ahead and do like more like, let's say, different ones you can do. You can do one awareness, but you can also really do like engagement, which I prefer doing the engagement one. So you do an engagement campaign, then you click continue, right? And if you can see my screen, I'm sharing my screen right now. So usually I just click like manual. And I go through it. So it doesn't really matter the name for this engagement campaign that you're doing right now. So you can just put like, let's say, whatever your business is, if you want. Let's say you put like X engagement campaign, whatever it is, and then maybe we'll optimize it for like page likes, right? So now once you do this as well, make sure your campaign, you can keep all those options as the same. And once that's done, you go to next. Once you go to next, you'll be in your ad sets. I wouldn't change names of ad set right now, but you want to change your conversion location and what you'll be doing. The conversion location, you want to put like click Facebook page. You click Facebook page, then you want to select a page. Like right now, I'm in like a completely new ad account there and so forth. So I'll just like you just paste in the page name that you have. I don't have a page in there, but oh, I think I might have a page. Let me actually see. Um, yeah. So then let me see here. Few more pages. Okay, I don't think so. That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, but the key thing is you get the point. You just add in your page, and you do page likes, and you can even just put like $1 or $2 a day, and you let that run, right? You do $1, $2 a day. You let that run. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can actually start it immediately. You don't have to start it at midnight or anything like that. You can start it, and then for location, I'll actually click edit, and I'll just put like worldwide. Doesn't really matter. Um, So like let's see it says plan location for your audience, use custom audience. So yeah, what I'll do is like countries, I'll just click on this. So it's just worldwide. Click the drop down countries worldwide. However, there are certain limitations that you will reach. So I'll share with you what you will do in that instance now. What you will now do is this. You go ahead and let me show you here what you do. Okay, so let me actually click show more options. I will start the minimum age from 21 just so that way I'll avoid certain limitations in some countries. So start it at 21, then it will remove some of the limitations. And now for Taiwan, I'm just going to remove Taiwan on a whole so I don't have to worry about it, and I'm going to like remove like Singapore as well. Let me and Russia. So those are three things I'll just remove. Let's see here. Exclude. So exclude Taiwan, Russia, because there's just some challenges with those places, and Singapore. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so that's done. So this is what I'll typically do. Then you essentially go to next, right? Um, After you do this, then you basically create your ad name, whatever your ad name is. And you can keep this very like simple. It doesn't really have to, and after you have to select a page as well, which we haven't, in order to be able to show this. And your description will be very simple, like our page to learn more, something simple like that. And you can just use any type of image. You can just use an image ad there. Any type of image that will be easily approved. So, like for example, you can search for, let's say, an animal, or search for like just anything, right? Or furniture or whatever it is, right? So let me show you something. Go to one of those free stock websites. This is actually searching for stock. um yeah, and you know I'm just showing you on Google right now, but there are many different free stock websites like Pixels and different ones as well. And I'll just share this with you. Pixels. So if you go to Pixels, you can just search for any type of image that'll be easily approved, and you can actually use that as well into your ad. You can have something relatable to your niche or whatever it is. It doesn't, it's up to you. And then once you implement that there, you publish that and you allow that to run for like at least 24 hours. That's just like an initial warm up, and it just like helps to build a lot more trust, right? Then after you do this, then you go ahead and you publish your main campaign, right? So you publish your main campaign after that. So let me see what questions we have and see what we can answer here as well. Okay. So Brad is asking, do you recommend any proxy providers? So let me know specifically if you're referring to TikTok or Facebook. But then check in our guides as well, Brad. We do have like different proxy providers in our guides. So you can take a look at it and see some of the options that we have there. So far, personally, we haven't had issues with proxy providers, but I know some people we've worked with that have had. But yeah, you can check out our guides and see some options there. Now, also, Christian is asking, do image ads or video ads perform better for me? So personally, when it comes to like sweeps, right? When it comes to like sweepstake, then so far video ads have been performing better for me, but it doesn't mean that it's performing better. Someone could be having image ads that are killing it right now, but video ads are definitely performing better for me when it comes to sweeps. However, I also have like certain e-com and different things that I've run different ads for, where I've had image ads for certain e-commerce brands that outperform video ads, and it all depends, of course, on the nature of your product, different dynamics and components of that. But the key thing is to test. That's really to find out like what really works best. Is sometimes you just have to test things out. Every offer may be different. Everything is like different. So just test things out, see what works best. Also, someone else says, can we use your own payment method with your agency ad account? So do we need to top up via your agency? So Stitcher, if you're doing our agency ad account, then you'll basically top up with our agency and we will add that in as ad credit. And there's a reason why too, because majority of the reason why you guys are having even like, let's say, ban issues, or anyone have ban issues or restriction issues, suspension issues, a lot of it is because of billing, right? It's connected to your billing a lot of times. So agency accounts help to eliminate that aspect as well by ensuring that you don't get billing related reasons for Facebook shutting you down. So it helps to avoid that. Also, we have let's see, Denchik. Let's see what he says. So we see here that, is it okay to run multiple engagement campaigns at once? When you say multiple engagement campaign, are you referring to the same ad account? And even if it's in the same ad account, I'm not sure for the reason. If you just want to do multiple at once because you want to build up your page, maybe you can do this to build up your page. Because if you do worldwide as well and you guys really want to have your page look good, run that engagement campaign for a few days, because you can sometimes get like a couple cents per like sometimes 1 cent a like, 2 cents a like, 3 cents a like, 4 cents a page like. If you want your brand or your page to actually look a little more legit as well, you can just run an engagement campaign for a couple of days and you get a good amount of page likes when you do worldwide, especially because you have people in certain regions, they see an ad, they like your page immediately, and that's but that's just if you wanted to appear that way. But yeah, you can run multiple engagement campaigns at once in the same ad account. That's perfectly fine. The key thing is, I would say, starting off, get one of them approved first. Make sure that's good. Then afterwards, you get the second one approved. Especially when you guys are starting off with ads, don't like don't put like 5 or 10 ads right away immediately. Like start with one, make sure that's approved, and then keep it safe by adding on more and more, and not just 7, 5 at the same time. Because if multiple of them get disapproved right away, you have a higher risk and chance of getting the entire ad account restricted. You want to keep that in mind as well, right? Do things incrementally. Let's see. So Kristen says also ClickBank has a conversion API that fires pixel events whenever you get a conversion, but most affiliate networks don't do that. Any tips on how to get campaigns that don't use pixel conversions profitable? Now, on tap, they should have like postbacks, so You can actually connect like your postbacks with Facebook and have your pixel run properly. Of course, it is a lot more extra setup stuff, but what we actually have here is like, let's say, which we recommend. There's RedTrack, right? RedTrack.io. If you're using postbacks, then you can actually connect your pixel to RedTrack.io and ensure like Tap could help you with setting up the postback on there and giving you what you need to set it up in here, and then you can be able to easily track all your different conversions, right? All your conversions that may be coming in through Facebook properly. And you can have Facebook determine every time you get a lead as well, right? So that could be set up. Of course, it does cost extra. Um, and what's very interesting is, as well as a side note, we actually recently partnered with them. So we will be actually providing them, well, they have us in their marketplace as well for our agency ad account. So if you actually join in the app and you log in, you will actually see us there on our agents as agency ad account provider. So yeah, but we use RedTrack. It's great. We have a ton of other affiliates that is using RedTrack as well. Um, so yeah, Hyros could also work. Like any of those could possibly work. You can use any of those options that has postbacks. And maybe another time we can actually do a video on that. But it all depends on where you guys are at and if that's something that you're doing right now. But that's how I've been able to run lead gen ads, like especially when you do these ads here, when you start a new campaign. And let's see here. Let me show you. Let me come out of this actually campaign. All right. Right. When you start a new campaign, and in that case, you'll actually be doing leads. Now, in order for you to do lead conversions, you definitely have to make sure your pixel is tracked, set up properly, because the reality is you can do like traffic, get like link clicks and all of that. But if you want to have like really good trackable results to know what works, what's not working, and actually have Facebook to optimize for leads and to get the most results, that's what all the big guys are doing. All right. So to be honest, like you'll make money for traffic and so forth, but long term, being able to spend 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 a month plus, that's what you'll actually want to sort of get to the point of setting up and doing, right? All right, so then let's see what other questions we have. All right, so someone asked, Steam account? Does it mess up the learning on the account? Does it risk getting banned? So Brad, right? You can test different products and niches on the same account. However, what you want to do is this, right? Let's say if you go to and check out my screen, make sure you look at my screen right now. Let me walk you through this. If you go to your business settings, and I just had to create like a account, just to show something here. Um, Let me see here. All right, so If not, I'll just explain to you exactly what to do. But all right, so there's no ad accounts here or whatever it is. But this is the point, right? When you in your accounts, what you want to do is you want to ensure that you have. Let me just do this here. Settings. You go to settings and you go to data sources, right? You go on the pixels. The key thing is if you don't want things messing around too much, you want to create multiple pixels. And again, if you buy a BM, it's easier because sometimes you have limitations on what you could create in the pixels with your just regular BM that you create yourself. But then what you want to do is have multiple pixels, and it all depends. Like you can have a pixel per offer, or you can have a pixel that is categorized based upon the types of offer you run. So if you run a lot of female offers, you can have a pixel that is for like female based offers, like things like like female clothing stores, right? Or you may have a pixel for more like other types of shopping like Walmart and Target or anything that's related, you can have pixels for that. Or if you want, you can have pixels for specific offers. So you can run multiple in the same ad account, that's fine. But if you want to not mess up the learning different aspects, then what you want to do is probably have pixels based upon categories or offers, right? That's one you want to set up. Um, or if you're doing e-commerce, of course, you have your pixel based upon your brand. So each brand will have its own pixel. But ideally, if you have multiple ad accounts, it's clean and easy to operate from, but there's no objection to doing it in one. So someone else asked, C3, how can we use glitchy funding if we can't add our own payment method? So so if your main funding is with glitchy, um, if your main funding is with glitchy, the only thing is that maybe we can, if we can probably connect with glitchy to be able to be like a agency ad account provider where they will allow funding to be accepted, then I think that would be like a really good option that will help a lot. And welcome in, Jacob. Nice having you on as well. I know it's a different setting since we've new platform here, since we Tickcord is not as kicking off as much, but we look forward to your new offer there coming out soon. Affiliate rev. Yeah, I was saying like Dimitri, or who was it? It was Brad. Who was asking about the glitchy. Yeah, so then anyway, so then with the glitchy funding or Citri glitchy funding, then basically um the only way is if we just work something out with glitchy so that way they will allow funding to be used for our agency ad accounts and we can get you guys going there too. Other than that, for agency ad accounts right now, you just have to put up your investments for it. Um unless unless we can get something situated with them. So now, let's see. Someone else says, "How important is it to have a page that looks legit for running ads?" Right. So I think you're in the e-commerce niche. If you're in e-com, have a page that is branded. Have a page with your brand. It has to look good, and so forth. That has to be there. But if you're running the affiliate marketing sweeps and so forth, you don't really need to have like a brand looking type page per se. It can actually be like a person. We've actually ran pages with just like people names. It's like a person name and being able to spend thousands of dollars on it, tens of thousands on it as well. You don't, with just like a person's name. So it's a page with a person's name, that's fine. But if you're running like a brand, e-com, drop shipping, and so forth, make sure you have a page that looks good in that sense. But yeah, in a general sense, you do want your pages in a whole to be legit looking, anyways, because you don't want people to be skeptical about it. So you still want things to be set up properly in a general sense. So Brad, let me see here. You says, do you have any metadata changing tools for taking competitor ads and making them look new to Facebook algorithm? So Brad, like taking a competitor ad and then just running it um, is like the lazy method, right? Which you want to avoid really, because if someone is running an ad on Facebook and you run the same ad, you just change metadata, there's still AI that will detect that particular ad. So what you really want to do is make more edits. Like don't do the lazy method. The second method, which is you can still use a lot of what you find, but make a lot more edits to make it more unique and different. So that way, Facebook sees it as a completely different ad. Because naturally, too, if Facebook sees like you have the same ad in a different ad account, and let's say a competitor is already running it, then they have a lot more engagement, and your ad will actually be ranked a little lower than theirs. And typically, it could also be flagged like, hey, this is from someone else, this is content from someone else, and it may not necessarily perform as good as it's performing for them. But if you can use the same concept, the same type of ad, but make some edits and so forth, make it your own, that would be a lot better. That's what I'll recommend. So let me see here. If we have, let's see, someone is saying, can you give us the main source, which is creating high converting creatives for Facebook ads? So, Citri, I'm not sure. Are you in our? I did put like a sample ad sample scripts, like the key framework for Facebook ads of what has actually worked with getting like anywhere from 1.5 to 2 RAS and sometimes more on lower spend, right? Of course, I can get more RAS and lower spend the minute we start scaling, whereas it's like, let's say 1.5 on Facebook, somewhere around there. So I've added into the guides the main sort of framework that is sort of used for those type of ads. So you want to go into the guides, check it out, see the example, and be creative as well. Utilize that, be creative, and make some more ads, and also use Facebook ads library, see what's working for other people too, and test things out. The key thing is you want to test as much as you can and see what results that you can get. So yeah, let's see here what other question we have. It says, can you give a okay? How does Hyros work for this? You can use Hyros for this, of course. Any type of app similar, that could be used. I've mainly used Red Track and it's worked pretty well for me. Um, so but yeah, other than that, you can use any other similar competitors or alternatives. That's fine. Um, yeah, don't use glitchy funding to learn. Definitely, you want to avoid that because hey, if you use glitchy funding and you're not profitable immediately as well, um, you can get that funding restricted too, which you probably wouldn't want. You would, especially if you like, man, finally I got a winner, but now I'm restricted and I can't even scale things a lot faster, right? So only use Gucci spending, and I think that's inside of their disclaimer too, or the agreement. Only use it if you have something profitable that you want to scale, right? So you want to keep that in mind. Um, so it says, Gospel, have you played with AI, UGC, editing some right now for White Hat, TikTok, Nutra? That's probably, to be honest, like I haven't done heavy AI except for like image ads for like other things I've done before for slide change and so on. But I think Jacob might probably have some experience with AI ads. That's something that he's about to release. I don't know if you want to share something about it, Jacob. If you want, you can actually share what you're about to do with that. That's fine. It's up to you if you have your mic available to speak. Okay. All right, cool. That's all good. But yeah, so he's actually about to. I think it's pretty cool. Being able to use AI for it. But yeah, AI could that's something that could be tapped into a lot more. That I think could be tapped into a lot more and be able to see how effective that is. And the key thing, as always, is whatever ad that you're running, whatever you're doing, it's just a matter of testing, right? The key thing is to test, test, test. That's what you want to really do and see what works best. And we're almost coming at the end. Let me see here. Um, okay, let's see if we have any other questions. We'll probably come to the end. If an ad account gets banned, do you have to change the URL that was connected to it? And do you also have to create a completely new landing page to prevent getting detected again from Facebook? So, like for example, it all depends. Sometimes you don't have to, but if it's a repeated ban, then I would change the domain name. But you can sometimes just change the slug as well. So, like for example, if your domain name is this, right? Sometimes you can just change the slug what comes after it instead of it saying like let's say meta ad, you have it says meta ad one or whatever it is, right? So try changing slugs first, see how it works and so on before you change your domain name. But if you get it banned, like a lot of times it's not necessarily domain name itself. You want to investigate the actual copy or content that's on that landing page. That's really probably the bigger thing, right? You want to make sure you change whatever it is that caused the ban, check what is on the landing page, and also you want to be able to check in your ad as well. Now, what we have as well, like for example, There are two options we have for you guys if you want. We actually have inside of our guides, we have like our own funnel builder where if you want to get access to like we have about six different bridge pages that you can use already that we can preload for you. If you want to get access to all of those pages that we can preload for you as well, then you can sign up, right? Sign up for our Giant Metrics app. We'll add in a bunch of bridge pages in there that you can actually be able to utilize right away and you can be able to get going. So you could do that. So you say if I have a really good cloaker, can I just run direct to offer instead of with a bridge page? So Christian, if you get the cloaking system working well, you can run with a cloaker. With TikTok, it could also be hard too. The only thing about cloakers too, if you get a really good system going, it could work. But the only thing about cloakers, like sometimes you'll get a good amount of drop offs. You just want to make sure it'll be profitable, and it's still not, it still wouldn't always be ban proof, especially for TikTok. Like I've tried cloakers on TikTok, it did last a little longer, last longer than usual, but then it's I had a lot more drop offs, so profitability decreased a lot more. And for Facebook as well, likewise, it's just that you get a lot more drop off, less profitability. But then, for example, we have like landing pages that I've used, bridge pages on Meta. I've been able to get a very high percentage of people going from my bridge page to my offer, and it also makes sure it gets quality people as well because I have Facebook optimizing for leads. That way, it's more like quality people. They go over to the offer without any issues, and there's no problem with that. So now there are two things that we actually have available that you can actually use. One, I have an HTML lander that had worked really good for like Meta. And that HTML lander, let me see if I can send you. Let me see if I can pull up a sample here. Um, I'll see if I have a sample here that I can show quickly. But I have an HTML lander, right? If you use this one, and we have other people using similar one too, other guys using similar ones, literally spending over 100,000 every month, right? Every month on that same lander, right? It's the very same lander that's 100K on every single month and getting like really good results from it. Um, So let me just show you an example of what the page look like. It's an HTML lander, and you can actually get access to that too. You just have to let me know. Open up a ticket, like anything I mentioned that you want access to or you want to get. Open up a ticket and just send a message, and I'll be able to like make sure you can get access to that as well. But let me see if I can show you a sample here. Let me see 1 second. Let me just see what domain name I should pull up. Um, show this 1 second, almost there. Holiday. I'm not sure if it's on this one. Okay. So like for example, this is a simple lander, right, guys? So you can put whatever image you want up there. Like you can put an image of someone shopping or whatever it is. But with this lander, what it does is that it has a series of questions. If someone goes to it, it has a series of questions. It says, have you ever shopped at Shein before? Someone click yes. Do you think Shein offers good value for the price? Someone click yes. What's your gender? Female. All in this, yes. Would you like a Shein reward? Yes. Then it gives an instructions on what to do, and it has that button there. And that button, everything is set up in HTML to work very well with Meta, right? That's a key thing because we run, I'm running this direct. We have affiliates running this direct and not getting any results. Not getting any like restrictions. So once they click next, it's that page right here. So you you can keep that in mind as well. This is like an offer that could be done if anyone is doing the CPA or the sweepstake, then you can keep that in mind. If you want to get access to that HTML lander, we have a hosting that you can just get and we can load it in there for you. So just open up a ticket and say, hey, I want to get the Meta lander. Um, where do I sign up for the hosting? And we'll just load it in there for you. Or if you want to just get the funnel builder that we have and we give you like 6 different which is a little more expensive. The HTML lander, it's a lot cheaper to be able to get that set up. But if you're on the funnel builder, just a little more extra investment, we can load up a bunch more bridge pages for you that you can use, and you can even create more from there. And it's unlimited. You have no limit to the amount of funnels that you could create. And also, if you're doing organic too, You can even tie in a bunch of TikTok organic accounts and just like have it posted automatically like every single day. Like so you have a lot of flexibility in what you could do there. So you can keep that in mind. Just open a ticket for anything that I mentioned that you want. We'll have myself or one of our support individuals inside of the Inherit to be able to help you with it. So and okay, I think we're about to end right now. Let me just see the last thing we see here. Okay, I think that's about it. So about to end right now. If there are any more questions, feel free to drop it now. If not, I think that's about it. What we'll do, we'll try to do another call. We'll let you know in the Discord once we're able to do another call. Well, maybe next time we can show active ads, different things. It all depends. We can see where you're at right now, what we can do, and how we can help. But in the meantime, I think that's about it. So yeah, we can do test and scale strategies. That's fine. We can talk more about that next time. So yeah, so send me a ticket in the chat in the server. I'll help you with anything else that you need. And till then, have a good one. All right, goodbye.